I'm hit! I'm hit!
Central, send me right away. I believe 505's been shot. We need some help now.
Or in that area.
10-4, I've got fire and EMS around.
Before Sheepdog, I was like 60 pounds overweight. I was really angry. I was drinking a lot. I kind of didn't push myself physically. I kind of knew I had this idea of what my limitations were, and I didn't push myself. I didn't have any confidence, so I didn't do anything. I hated people staring at me, and I don't know, I just didn't do anything that I wasn't comfortable with outside of therapy.
It's like I always thought in the back of my mind before deploying, like, hey, this probably is gonna happen. Like, and I would always tell myself, hey, I can handle it. I can handle whatever happens. I'm mentally strong enough. I've gotten this far. I got these guys that depend on me. I'm willing to walk the point, and I can take anything that's thrown at me. And then it happened, you know. And then it's just mentally tough, I guess. It's just demanding. Trying to think what's next in life. It's like you go from being a Marine, and not just a Marine, but one of the toughest scout sniper in the Marine Corps, to being in a hospital bed, being bound to a wheelchair. It's pretty rough.
When I joined the Marine Corps in 2003, I had already served. By the age of 21. I was in my first war. So I joined at 19. I was in my first war at 20 at Ramadi, Iraq, and that was pretty crazy in itself. Every day something was going on. It was to a point like it wasn't like if you were gonna die, it was just like when you were gonna die. It was just a chance. It was the roll of the dice, you know. I was working alongside joint operations with the British, alongside with the Afghan National Army, and we would go out there with them and help them patrol and show them how to patrol and how to conduct operations. And towards the end of the deployment, we're about wrapping it up, about 2 weeks from coming home. Routine patrol. I picked up my squad, and then I moved out to rendezvous with the first squad. I looked up at my captain. As soon as I looked at him, a big explosion went off. It felt like a linebacker blindsided me.
That day, my team got called into an AO where they were placing IEDs in roads. So they sent us out to find the guys that are putting the bombs in the roads. We stepped off probably around 9 o'clock at night to go set up a hide site. Remember, it just started raining. I was vegging up my ghillie suit with another guy from my team. Turned around to go sit back in our hide site, and I stepped on an IED. The next week or two, when I started kind of waking up and realizing what happened, like all the drugs, I guess, from all the surgeries, pretty much just days and weeks in the hospital bed with, I guess, like a metal cage on my leg, because I have one amputation in my other leg, had multiple severe fractures, so I had a metal cage that kind of held it back in place as they tried to fuse bones back into place. It was rough being in a hospital bed, knowing one leg was gone, the other one was severely messed up, didn't know what was going to happen, how long the recovery was going to be. It was pretty, I guess you could say, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a word. It was surreal, like this was happening.
At first I was confused, and I heard ringing in my ear. I wasn't sure what was happening. I looked down and I noticed that my legs were full of blood, and then it came to the realization and dawned on me I had triggered an IED. The biggest thing is I felt that I let my Marines down. I let my Marines down and my people down for getting injured. They had picked me up by my legs, and then another Brit picked me up by my shoulders. As soon as they picked me up, and then the other Brit picked me up from my legs, my left leg, it just slid right from my body.
I got involved with Sheepdog initially because it was right after Joplin had been devastated by an E5 tornado. I had responded to Joplin as a civilian. I self-deployed. I was there an hour after the tornado hit, and I helped with triage. We did a temporary morgue. We did search and rescue. It's instilled. I was a firefighter EMT in the past. I knew what to do. I felt like I had to help. I heard the need for help, and I went. A lot of my friends asked me, why did you do that? Why did you jump in the car? Nobody does that. Why would you jump in the car and drive, especially still being under a tornado warning, and drive to Joplin and put yourself in danger? It's because it's ingrained that I'm a sheepdog. You know what I mean? Like, that is something you're born with. You want to give, you want to serve, you want to help others. I never questioned it. I know I'm trained, and I know I'm trained well, and I can help. So I did.
May 28th of 2015, I had just arrived to work and filled up my patrol vehicle. And then I received a call to back up an officer in Talala. We asked him to turn the vehicle off. He sped off, which led to a pursuit. They took off in their SUV. The occupants of the vehicle immediately started to fire upon us.
Central, I've got shots fired. Shots fired to my unit. I have been struck. Me not personally, but the unit has been struck. Shots fired. Proceed with caution.
And we chased them for approximately 25 miles. And at that point, I was struck in the left part of my head with a .223 rifle round. I blacked out. I was traveling at about 115 miles an hour. The vehicle left the roadway and flipped and rolled approximately 14 times.
Oh my gosh, I think one of our units was just shot. Well, can you...
And then the vehicle started on fire.
We need some help now.
Or in that area.
10-4, I've got fire and EMS around.
Sheepdog. I guess you could say they found me. They found me and Sebastian. We're at the Marine Corps Annex, and really, I just started walking again and started being active. And then one day, one of the master sergeants was like, "Hey, there's this group Sheepdog. They want to do a Spartan race." And me and Sebastian, just being the guys we were, like, "All right, let's do it."
My buddy kind of didn't give me an option. He was just like, "Hey, I signed us up for the Spartan race. You ready to do it?" On 2 weeks' notice, they signed us up for a Spartan Beast.
One day we just went to, I guess it was Dallas or Glen Rose, Texas, to do this Spartan race. And it was just a bunch of Marines hanging out. And it was probably one of the best times ever. Just enduring tough obstacles with fellow Marines that they didn't look at you as an amputee or anything like that. They just looked at you as a Marine.
It was just a goal that I had to work towards to be able to do, in the race, it completely destroyed me.
They never looked down upon my wounds. It was like love, man.
After that first race, things changed.
It kind of lit a fire in me to not only better myself, but better everyone else around.
Sheepdog's not like any other organization that I've ever seen. The people who run it, they understand where we're coming from. It gave me the push to do a lot more on my own.
Sheepdog's really the only one that I know of that's starting to help law enforcement, your firefighters, paramedics, and other people in those fields.
There's disaster everywhere, and we have chapters in those places. With that support, we can give back to those communities tenfold. And when there's an emergency, we're right there to help, helping that community rebuild. When they need that help, you know, we're there.
They're not just your average group of people. They are sheepdogs. They care about anyone and everyone, and they want to be there. They want to help out. They don't just focus on one group of people. It's not say you got to be a wounded warrior. It's like, it's the fire department, it's police officers, it's civilians. When there's people in need, they're there to help. And they want to continue serving their country beyond the Call of Duty.
A great group of people with a great heart, and they do care.
From races to empower them to get on disaster relief missions, and you have this brotherhood doing things that get you away from this prison that you put yourself into in your head when you isolate yourself. You know, I don't know where I'd be.
You'll see that and you'll feel that, and you'll feel the same way, I guarantee you, and I promise you that.